Welcome to Ask the Animals Productions, where we look at natural science without evolution. In the video you're about to see, we are looking at a single chapter from our DVD, Can the Blind Watchmaker Account for This? In this presentation, we look at the animal world to see how impossible evolution really is, and how animals, by both their bodies and their minds, are actually showing us that they were made by a creator. We hope you find this enjoyable, but remember that there's a lot more of this available on the DVD.
We start our tour with the well-known woodpecker family. This is a very widespread family found throughout the tropical and temperate areas of the world. It is almost guaranteed that no matter where you live, you will have some type of woodpecker nearby. We should never allow the commonness of an animal in our backyard to blind us to how special and unique they really are. Woodpeckers have many special traits that help them to catch the insect food that they rely on. We all know that woodpeckers climb around on trees and hammer holes into the wood. We sometimes take for granted how tough a job that really is. To help them do this, woodpeckers have a very stiff tail. They use it to prop themselves upright against the trunk of a tree, so that they can be in the correct position in which to hammer against the wood. Even more important are their feet. Unlike most birds that have 3 toes pointing forward and 1 toe pointing backward, woodpeckers have 2 toes pointing forward and 2 toes pointing backward. This allows them to hold onto vertical tree trunks much more easily than most other birds ever could, moving up or down with ease. Now their hammering is often so hard and fast that you would think that they would knock themselves unconscious. In fact, they can throw their heads forward up to 25 miles per hour with each blow. A human attempt to do that would not last very long. But woodpeckers do it hundreds of times a day with no ill effects. How can this possibly be? To start, their brain is above the level of their bill, unlike all other birds. This allows the brain to avoid the worst of the concussive force that is being expended with each hit that the woodpecker makes against the wood. Secondly, the brain is cushioned by a special tissue that allows it to avoid the damage that would occur if it was not so well protected. Thirdly, the skulls of woodpeckers are unusually strong and sturdy, preventing fractures and further protecting the brain. Taken together, these safeguards ensure that nothing harmful happens to their head, no matter how hard they pound it. The tongue of a woodpecker is also very special. After hammering a hole into the wood, the woodpecker sticks its tongue into the hole to snag whatever insect prey is inside. Its tongue is lined with spiky hairs to help it to hook onto prey and withdraw it. The tongue is coated with very gluey saliva so that insects become stuck in it and are easily withdrawn before they can escape. Perhaps most amazing of all, the tongue of a woodpecker is 4 times the length of its beak. Now, where can a bird like this possibly put that long a tongue? We might think that it must fill up the whole mouth with no space to spare. But instead, woodpeckers have a very special place for their tongue. Unlike normal tongues that attach at the rear of the throat, their tongue slides into a tube extending from the back of their mouth. This tube wraps up around the back of the woodpecker's brain, between the brain and the skull. It continues all the way over the top of the brain and then forward to end at the woodpecker's nostrils. In this extraordinary way, the woodpecker can efficiently store its entire tongue when retracted, and then extend it when needed to insert into a hole. All woodpeckers have these same basic tools to allow them to do things that other birds cannot. There is no other bird family either alive today or in fossil form with these amazing specializations. How did these birds acquire these tools when there are no other bird species leading up to them as evolution requires? We have here a uniquely specialized bird, all by itself in nature with no comparisons. They are perfectly suited for drilling holes in trees and pulling out what they find, with special skills and hardware given just to them by God.